The dungeons are widely considered as the most enjoyable part of Hypixel Skyblock. But if you want to play dungeons consistently and easily, you're going to require some good equipment. Unfortunately, most of this equipment is hidden behind requirements that are tediously difficult to get in early game stages. In this video, I will be showing you the most easy and fun way to get Floor 7 completion as a beginner of Skyblock. Because getting Floor 7 completion means you unlock most of the best armor sets that you can find in dungeons. Now, the method I'm going to show you today to get Floor 7 completion might not be the most optimal method to get it. It might not even be the easiest method to get it, or the cheapest, but it'll certainly be the funnest and most enjoyable method that I've seen so far. In my opinion, the most enjoyable class to play in dungeons is the Mage class, the one class that permits the most amount of variability. So without further ado, let's get into the video. In this video, I will not just be covering the main mage weapons and armor progression, but I will also be telling many easy and successful tips and tricks that you should apply in your dungeon experience. These will help you so much when you're playing dungeons and will make your experience just a lot more enjoyable. Okay guys, I have hopped into my first dungeon run just to demonstrate what the abilities and perks of the Mage class are. So there are two ways to play Mage. One is RCM as in right click Mage, or there is LCM as left click Mage. Right click Mage is used when you are right clicking with your weapon in the hand, which does magic damage as a right click ability. For example, I have my Spirit Scepter here, and it says right there that ability Guided Bat. The ability shoots a bat at the opponent, dealing damage. And then there is LCM. LCM is when you use a berserker weapon and you left click and it sends a beam forward, dealing damage. After the right click mage and left click mage abilities, there is also the dungeon orb abilities of the Mage class. There is two abilities, one is Thunderstorm and second is Guided Sheep. Guided Sheep essentially sends like a sheep bomb towards your enemies that explodes them, dealing damage, and the damage is scaled as your mage level is scaled and your catacombs level is scaled. This also acts as Super Boom TNT, which can break weak walls that hide secrets commonly in dungeons. The other ability is Thunderstorm. This ability creates a thunderstorm around you, striking enemies for damage. Thunderstorm is only commonly used in like the starting floors of dungeons, because that is when it is most useful. It is not used later in the game. I will demonstrate it here. See, as I left click, all the mobs around me are just dying. I am not doing anything to them, they are dying. Now that you've seen that and you've understood the Mage class quite nicely, you probably are wondering what is the progression and what armor and weapons you should buy as an early game mage. So let's hop into that. Okay, so the first armor on the Mage class that I really recommend getting is just the Wise Dragon set, as you can see here. The Wise Dragon set is primarily a mage armor and can be very useful while doing early game mages. Now, this armor that I have, as you can see where it says Legendary Dungeon Boots, is a dungeonized armor set. You probably will not have this dungeonized armor set when you start off at mage, because it requires catacombs level 12. But you will have a non-dungeonized armor set, which is still very useful in this early game stage of dungeons. This armor set has an ability that reduces mana costs of abilities by a third, and it comes very useful. The first early game weapon I recommend is the Frozen Scythe. This Frozen Scythe has a right click ability that shoots an ice bolt, dealing damage, and this can also pierce enemies, which is incredibly useful. Instead of the Wise Dragon helmet, I also recommend Dark Goggles or Shadow Goggles, which is just an upgrade of the Dark Goggles. These Dark Goggles or Shadow Goggles give you intelligence, and they give you ability damage, which is way more important than intelligence because it straight up just boosts your ability damage. which is very good for RCM. You should preferably have your armor reforged to wise because it gives the most intelligence. But if you can also get it reforged to necrotic, which gives even more intelligence. But it is hidden behind a mining level requirement, which you probably will not have, but you can probably ask a friend to do it for you, which will be much better than wise because necrotic is just completely OP. You can reforge wise from the blacksmith found in the hub island, and you have to buy necromancer's brooch to reforge the necrotic reforge onto your wise dragon armor. The only real viable reforge on your main weapon that does RCM damage should be heroic because it gives the most intelligence, therefore it gives the most damage because ability damage scales with intelligence. You should upgrade this wise dragon armor quite nicely because you will be keeping this armor all the way until you get floor 6 or floor 7 completion. I recommend keeping the frozen scythe until you've got floor 4 completion, which is incredibly easy to get and will only take you like 5 hours of game time since you've started your profile. Floor 4 completion, you can get the Spirit Scepter, which is by far the best early game mage weapon in the game. You will probably keep this weapon all the way until you've gotten a Wither Blade. So this will be your main weapon, and this is highly useful. As I have shown before, the Spirit Scepter has an ability called Guided Bat, and it shoots a guided spirit bat following your aim and exploding for some damage. On your armor you should have all the basic enchants, but if you can get wisdom, and on the Spirit Scepter or on the Frozen Scythe I highly recommend you get Ultimate Wise 5. Next, I have some utility weapons that I highly recommend that you get for your dungeon journey. First of them is either the Aspect of the Void or the Aspect of the End. The Aspect of the Void is just an upgraded version of the Aspect of the End. The Aspect of the End and Aspect of the Void both give you abilities that let you teleport in front of you, like so. Next, we have the Rogue Sword, which can be easily claimed for free from this NPC right here near the fountain. The Rogue Sword gives you speed boosts, and they are highly useful in dungeons. Next, I recommend you get either the Zombie Sword, the Ornate Zombie Sword, or the Florid Zombie Sword. All these are burst healing weapons, and you should highly have them when you get yourself in a quick stitch inside dungeons. You get 5 charges in which you can right click and it heals you for much of your health. I recommend just getting the Florid Zombie Sword as it isn't that much more expensive and it's really worth it. To dungeonize any item, you're gonna have to go to Malik the Blacksmith inside the dungeon hub. He is right over here next to Mort the Gatekeeper. You have to click him, click Essence Crafting, and you have to click Convert to Dungeon Items. Put your item over here and upgrade it. That is exactly what you have to do. Now, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks for the early boss fights of dungeons. Let's hop into that. Inside the Watcher Room, or the Blood Room, you just need to kill all the mobs that this Watcher spawns. He will drop down these undead monsters that will come and attack you. You should basically just spam left and right click with your RCM weapon towards them, and then they will die. Keep doing that until the Watcher has completed spawning every mob and you have completed killing every mob. Once you have done that, a portal will open in that gateway that will lead to the boss fight. Make sure you don't go inside the portal without telling your team, because your score could be sabotaged. As you can see, the Watcher gives you 2 very powerful blessings that will greatly buff your experience and your power in dungeons. This portal has now opened and we are entering the floor 1 boss fight. The floor 1 boss is Bonzo. He has 250,000 health and he can spawn undead monsters to attack you. He also has 2 lives, as I'll show you in a minute. Bonzo runs off into a corner and spawns these undead monsters that you've got to kill. And then your end motive is to kill Bonzo, so just spam left and right click towards him. When he dies, he sits here. Sometimes his body isn't visible, but he spawns in this form, which is his main form, and it does much more damage and has much more health. You want to do damage to him. When he sprays these balloons, you have to stand behind the pillar, because they do a lot of damage. Make sure you don't get hit, because you probably will get one tap because of them. And then I've killed Bonzo. That ends the boss fight, and it will give you your rewards. I am now inside the floor 2 blood room. I will quickly kill all the mobs in the blood room and enter the boss fight. I am now going inside the floor 2 boss fight. The floor 2 boss is Scarf, and he will spawn these 4 undead monsters to help him fight you in this first phase. The first monster you've got to kill every single time is the one spawning this pink area. He's the priest and he can heal the other monsters, so you should always kill him before you kill anything else. So I've killed the bro. He keeps running away. I've killed the priest, and now I will kill the other monsters in all the other chambers. After I've killed those, Scarf will spawn himself and he will respawn the priest and all the others. You should again kill the priest first, because he can respawn all the others. Then you should start killing Scarf. After you've done that, the boss fight is completed and you can safely take your rewards. I have completed the floor 3 blood room and gotten the blessings. Let's enter the boss fight. The floor 3 boss is the professor, and he will spawn these 4 guardians in these tubes. The tubes will open and the guardians will start attacking you. There is no real tactics here. You should just start killing all the guardians first. After you've killed all the guardians, be ready. After you've taken down the professor's health 75%, he will go back to his station and fly and summon his guardians to go into his guardian form, which is much more powerful. Start damaging him and then kill his guardian minions. After you've done that, you can start damaging the actual professor, and once you've killed him, the boss fight is complete. As of right now, I can't really solo the floor 4 boss fight because it's just really tedious to do. That's why I'm gonna go hop into a party and I'm gonna show you the floor 4 boss fight. I am now inside the floor 4 blood room. Let me just kill all the mobs real quick. I've completed the floor 4 blood room and I'm gonna hop into the boss room. Now I am inside the floor 4 boss fight. Here the boss is Thorn. Thorn cannot be damaged with anything except of the spirit bow that drops inside the boss fight. You have to kill all these animals and the spirit bear will spawn. This ring indicates when the spirit bear will spawn. And when it spawns, like right now, you have to kill it and it will drop the spirit bow. Someone will pick it up and they will shoot the Thorn. If they hit correctly, it will drain a 1/4 of Thorn's health. You have to do this 4 times over. But the catch is each time Thorn gets slightly faster. And by the fourth time, Thorn is a lot faster. As you can see, I currently have the Spirit Bow. As you can see, I currently lost the Spirit Bow because I didn't use it fast enough. But as you can probably see, if Thorn gets faster than this, it's going to be really difficult to fire. So that's why most people don't like it. Like, I'm absolutely terrible at firing, so I'm going to try still. Yep. I missed. I'm just going to kill. I picked it up, I'm so mad. Yes, I hit him. I'm so good at video games. Yes, Thorn has been defeated. Someone shot him, so we got S. GG's. This is how you finish the boss fight, and this will give you your chests. I do not at all recommend playing this boss fight though. As you probably saw, it took very long to complete. So that's it. I have an arrow in my head. So yeah, that's something. There's currently no good parties doing floor 5, so I'm gonna have to explain this. Floor 5, in floor 5, there is the Livid boss. Livid spawns copies of himself, and you have to kill the correct one to beat the boss fight. The only real hint here is that the correct Livid's name tag will be the color of the roof. That's the only correct hint. You can download mods that will show you which one the correct Livid is, and it will highlight them, and they are very, very useful in this situation. That's basically the only real tip I can give you in floor 5. Now, when you're inside the floor 6 boss fight, the first phase is the terracotta phase. If you have a tank in your party, I recommend you stand wherever the tank is standing. But if you don't, and because you're mage, you have no health, you have literally negative health, you should do this with your AOTV. You should just take it and right click and just like fly around the top of the room. This will very help you, and this will make you take literally no damage from the terracottas because they can't fire and their projectiles don't follow you this fast. This will help you a lot because your team won't have to deal with an extra death and it won't have to lower their score. And just be mindful of the giants. You can do damage to them. When you're in the boss phase, and when you're in the giants and boss sedan phase, you should probably just spam right and left click with your spirit scepter and try to do as much damage as you can to the boss and the giants. This is all I have to say. And we're done. We've got an S+ and we can claim the chests. As you know, this video is a beginner dungeons guide, so I will not be covering floor 7 in this guide, because floor 7, as most people agree, is not much of a beginner floor. Once you've done floor 6, and you want to get floor 7 completion, you need Catacombs level 24. And for that, I'm afraid you're gonna have to just grind F6 until you get it. But there is a few upgrades that I recommend that will make your journey much easier. First of all, the main upgrade you want to make is to go to Ophelia and buy out the Wither goggles. You'll need to buy the Dark goggles, the Shadow goggles, and then the Wither goggles. You need to get the Wither goggles because they give you massive intelligence and ability damage, which is highly useful when you're doing floor 6, and it will increase your damage by a lot. The next thing you'll want to do is switch out some of your Wise Dragon pieces for Necromancer Lord pieces. These pieces give a whole lot of EHP, and you want to get them because you will not survive floor 6 much and consistently without it. I recommend you getting the boots and leggings switched with these, but I do recommend keeping at least one Wise Dragon piece and the Wither Goggles on your armor set still. You can switch out 2 of the pieces for 2 of these. And yeah, that about wraps up this video. Just a summary: you should get Wise Dragon and you should get the Frozen Scythe. You should grind up to floor 4 completion. Once you've done that, get yourself a Spirit Scepter and then grind to floor 6 completion by doing floor 5s, not floor 4s. And if you can't do floor 5s, just do floor 3s. But floor 4s are just too annoying and I don't want any of you doing those, okay? Then after you've got floor 6 completion, switch out some of your armor pieces for Necromancer Lord to give you more EHP and get Wither Goggles. After that, you're just gonna have to grind floor 6 until you hit Kata 24, and then you're gonna have to do one floor 7 run to get floor 7 completion and unlock the best armor sets in the game. If you guys want to see what mods I use, these are the current mods that I'm using to play Hypixel Skyblock. And with that, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys found this video at all useful. If you did, please go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. It greatly helps the channel and it will take like 2 seconds of your time. So please be sure to like and subscribe. Bye.